Hey everyone, welcome back to our channel.
We're the Dawnties.
My name is Rochelle.
Who am I?
Who am I?
You're my favorite Donna.
Oh, see? I am her favorite Donna.
In today's video, we're actually just going to celebrate our anniversary, which, how long has it been now?
Long time. No, we've been together 19 years.
19 years. Wow.
That's a long time for her to put up with me.
So, like we said, we are going to be celebrating our 19-year anniversary and just sharing a couple of memories that we have and a small little gift exchange.
I got a present.
You got a present, and I have no idea what mine is.
It's wrapped so pretty. And look, real tape.
Where'd you find real tape? Gee, where the scissors are.
So, yeah, so we have been together for 19 years, which is more than half of my life now, which is insane. And I just have a couple of questions that we're going to answer, and then we're going to open up my mystery gift at the end. So the reason why we're saying that is because she gifted this to me in my birthday video, which happened a couple of weeks ago, but I made her take it out and give it to me now. So,
And I said, okay.
and I wrapped this.
It looks better than the first one, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
And it's got real tape.
Yes.
Not washi tape. I think one of my favorite memories actually involves one of our nieces and one of our nephews.
Okay.
It was actually when we first looked at this house.
Okay, so why don't you tell the story? What happened?
What happened was...
Is we had sold our first home.
Yep.
And
Moved into a tiny home.
moved into a tiny home. Our plan was to stay in the tiny home for 2 to 3 years.
Until we were debt-free, and the only debt that we had was my college tuition.
But, so that was the plan.
That was the plan.
So,
We lived our best life, though.
we did.
In that
we
year
did.
and a half we were there.
A year and a half was how long we actually stayed there. So we cut our plan in half. She said, well, you know, we've been here a year and a half. It's going to take us a while to find a house because this is probably going to be our forever home.
Yeah.
So we should take our time and really make sure
We
that...
didn't know if we wanted to build or if we wanted to just buy an already done house. We were open to anything.
We just started discussing
Like our wish list, what it has to have.
Yeah.
Things like that.
We're thinking about starting the process. So,
With some weekend open house hunting, I guess.
well, yeah, one of our hobbies used to be, it hasn't been since the pandemic, but to go around at open houses and just look.
Yeah.
Because it's fun.
It's fun, it's free, and whenever we had the nieces and nephews, they loved to come with us.
They loved
So-
it. They loved going around and looking at houses.
Fun
So
and free, so why not?
that was what we had planned for that day. We picked up the niece and nephew, and we had... She had a whole list of open houses in the order that we were going to visit them, because
It's logical.
you have to map it out logically. I had been looking, we both had been looking on like the home apps like
Yeah.
Willow and all of that.
Realtor.com, things like that, yeah.
And I had seen this house, and I made her look at it, and I told her that this was a 3-story house, and she said, no, it's not.
It wasn't in the description. There was no indication at all.
Well, we get to one of the open houses, and I really liked this house only
it
because it had a pool in the
It had
backyard.
a pool. It had a very 90s layout, which was very nostalgic. And I really liked it. I think it was built in the early 2000s, but it reminded me of 90s.
Yeah.
Which I really liked.
And the only thing I really liked about that particular house was the pool in the backyard. I got to talking to the realtor, and I said, I do like this house, but there's another one that I really want to see. I really want to see.
You had your eye on this house for a while, and it never had an open house at all. So there was no way to get in except through a realtor.
And so as I was talking to her, she asked me, she goes, well, where is it? And I told her it was over,
Like,
about 10 minutes
miles from
where we were at. And
Yeah.
she goes, let me make a few phone calls, and if I can get you into that house to walk through it this afternoon. Would you meet me there? And I said, of course.
Yeah, we were going to be in the area, so why not?
So we ended up taking the kids to get their Happy Meal.
We did.
And before we even finished with the Happy Meal, that realtor called me and she said, I have an appointment for you to view that house that you've
At
been
this
talking
time.
about at this time. And I said, we'll be there.
Okay.
So,
And so we get here, we get in.
and we start walking around and the kids fall in love with this house. We do too.
Yeah. It was like our dream home minus like one or two things from our must-haves.
Yeah, my wish list was I wanted to have the house on the lake.
Yeah. And I
But-
wanted a fireplace.
And she wanted a fireplace. Those were the only two things.
This house didn't have.
Everything else, this house
met our
had.
requirements, our criteria.
And then some.
Yeah. And not to mention, there was actually another couple here with the realtor that was wrapping up whenever we arrived.
Right.
So
So
someone else
as
was
they
looking
were
at it.
walking out, we walked in. So we toured the whole house, the first floor, the second floor.
And by golly, there's a third floor.
And yep, guess who was right, y'all?
Okay. I was right. There's a third floor.
We come down to the kitchen, and what happened?
We put an offer in within 30 minutes of walking in the house.
We did. And it was, I think, other than agreeing to move into a tiny home, I think that's the most spontaneous I've ever been.
Oh yeah, because even the agreeing to move into the tiny home took a little bit of
took
time to talk her into
Took a
it.
few months to look at it from all angles, pros, cons,
Yeah.
and having the actual guts to do it.
But I mean, we boom on the spot made the decision. We're gonna put an offer in on this house, and she is not spontaneous at all
That is
whatsoever.
not a part of my DNA. I don't have that piece in me.
And
Not
then
spontaneous.
come to find out, our offer's accepted, and we're moved in within a month.
Yeah, it was a 30-day close. Right around the holidays, we had to move in between Thanksgiving and Christmas.
The most spontaneous thing she has ever done. Because
Yeah.
she's not spontaneous at all. I
I'm
think
not.
that's one of my favorite memories of us because it's so out of character for
It
you.
is. It's very out of character. And like looking back, I still can't believe that I was like, we need to put an offer on this house. Like, this is the one.
And I was
But
like,
you know, you know.
okay.
So my favorite memory of us actually involves a child.
Of course.
Not the nieces and nephews. It was actually in our first home, and her daughter-in-law had some issues when her husband, or your son, was he joined the Navy and he went through boot camp and everything, and then they got stationed in Virginia. And whenever he was his first deployment, he left, of course, for months. I don't know how long it was.
6
It was
months.
a while. It was a long deployment. She was having some issues, and she ended up coming back home with her daughter, with the grandbaby, and she had to get some stuff taken care of. So we actually took in her granddaughter for about a month.
About a month or so.
About a month, and I think that entire experience is like one of my favorite memories. One, because we got to spend so much time with Allie.
Mhm.
We created such a strong bond with her.
Yes.
Especially with her living in Virginia, even now, and she's 10.
Yeah.
So it was a really good time to form that bond. She was 2.5, almost 3, whenever we cared for her, and I think that was the reason why it's one of my favorites is because it was so meaningful. That's the closest I've ever become to actually being a parent, having to care for a child nonstop. I got to see you in that element and being an actual caretaker, and not just like the fun grandma, who feeds her sugar in the morning. So
Yeah, I actually had to back off of the grandma part when mom and dad weren't there.
yeah.
So
But then when your daughter-in-law came back and we were all reunited again, we had the most epic Nerf gun fight ever, and it was just so relieving just to know that she was okay, mentally she was fine, that all of the weight of being worried and not knowing if we're doing something wrong to this 3-year-old, like we could be scarring her for life. We don't know.
we did not scar
We
that
did
girl
not,
for
no.
life.
She's
She
fine.
loves us.
She does, but I just think that whole month and a half long experience was it's probably one of the most memorable times in our relationship, just because it was like within a drop of a hat.
We just
had
did
no
it.
warning.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, we weren't going to say no. I mean,
When it's family, you
when
don't.
it's family, you don't. You just do it and deal with it. So, I just think that whole experience really opened my eyes to a lot, and it really, I don't know, it was just such a weird but good time for us.
Mm-hmm.
So, that is one of my favorite memories.
And we would do it again in a heartbeat
Yes,
if
we
any
would.
of them needed us.
Yes, especially now that we work from home, it'd be a lot easier than having to figure out
childcare
and all that stuff.
Well, that's easy. That's my 50th birthday that you surprised me with a trip to Harry Potter, but it started the whole Disney obsession.
Yeah. So in 2018, I asked her, did she want to go on a vacation? Like, what does she want to do for her big 50th? And she said vacation, and I said, okay, I'm going to plan something. Of course, I planned all of our vacations. She just shows up.
I just show
when I
up.
tell her to. I had no idea where we were going.
Yeah.
And so the plan was to take her on a trip to Harry Potter World, the Wizarding World of Harry Potter in Orlando. And earlier that year, so her birthday's in February, and I started planning this like in spring of the year before.
Uh-huh.
So right after her 49th birthday. And during that time, it was around spring, and we had both just casually, we were watching a TV show, and they happened to be at Disney World, and she was like, you know what, I think that would be cool to go to Disney World someday.
It was, just to say you've been.
Just to say you've been.
It was one of those things where,
Sure, why not?
yeah, that's someplace I'd like to go.
So because I knew I was planning a trip to Orlando, I was like, well, how about I do half the week in the Wizarding World of Harry Potter and half the week in Disney World? And that, I was like, okay, we can go, check it off our bucket list, we've been, whatever. So I planned all of this out, and the day before we left, we went out to dinner, which we always do for your birthday with my family.
Mm-hmm.
And I had given her a couple of presents. One of them was a shirt that said like something about the Harry Potter world or whatever. So just like little clues. And then the last present was a book all about Walt Disney World and like things to do, like one of those touristy books that explains Disney World. It kind of goes over all the rides, all the attractions.
But it was a used book because it already had tabs in it of stuff that she had marked. Oh, we're doing that. We're doing that.
Yes. Yeah, it was the day before we left. She found out where we were going, and that was just crazy, a whirlwind, and yeah, it was like the best vacation ever.
It
One
was.
of the best vacations
That
ever.
was a great vacation. I didn't realize that the very first time that I walked into Magic Kingdom and I'm walking down Main Street and I see the castle, I didn't realize it would be so monumental.
Yeah.
Because
both of us.
I hadn't really been into Disney before. I mean,
Never.
yeah, I watched the movies. They were cool. My kids watched them when they were growing up. But when you're there for the very first time and you're walking down Main Street and you see that castle, it just does something to
It
you.
does. It really does. And I had that moment during that same trip. We walked to the end of Main Street and there was a parade happening. And around the corner comes Minnie and Mickey, and I started tearing up. And I'm like, okay, I don't care about Mickey and Minnie. I don't care about Disney, whatever. Apparently, even if you're not into Disney, it will affect you.
It sucks you in. Y'all know that.
That trip is what actually prompted all of this. So
They suck you in.
they do. But it's so magical. And it was great because I think, in my opinion, the way that I planned that trip, having no idea what to expect, was perfect. Because we only went to 3 parks, and they just got better and better. So the very first day we arrived, we went to Animal Kingdom, which is our least favorite park at the moment. Then the next day we went to Epcot, which is my favorite park and was really epic. And then our third day was ending at Magic Kingdom.
Yeah.
Before we transitioned to the other side of Orlando to go to the Wizarding World of Harry Potter.
But yeah,
So it was perfectly planned.
that's my favorite
Unintentionally.
vacation. Yeah.
Mine is actually my birthday trip in 2008. 2008.
When we went to California?
Yes, so we went to California twice. We went in 2006, and then for my actual birthday in 2008. And this was around the time when we were kind of poor.
We was
And
poor.
we started saving for this trip with cash. And we came back from our whirlwind Hollywood vacation with over $1,000 left, which was amazing.
Because we had saved up
Saved
that
up so
much.
much money.
And we bought anything we wanted, all the souvenirs we
for
wanted.
family, for everyone. So, but the reason why that one's my favorite is because on my actual birthday, we took a tour of the Warner Brothers lot where the set of Central Perk from Friends was. We saw the gazebo that was in Ghost Whisperer as well as Gilmore Girls on that lot tour. And after the tour, we were on Ellen. We were in the audience of Ellen.
And we was on TV for that long.
But we were there. And that all happened on my actual birthday. And usually like birthday trips, you know, it's like all about the whole week or the whole weekend or whatever is about your birthday. But whenever those events line up and they happen on your actual birthday, I think it's even more special. So
Yeah.
that to me was the most epic because we stayed on Hollywood Boulevard. We got, you know, walked all up and down the Hollywood Walk of Fame. We got ushered into a free screening.
Oh yeah, we're
of a
walking
movie.
in the Chinese theater.
Yeah,
we're
the
just
Chinese
walking
theater.
past in this famous theater. Somebody says, "Hey, you want to come in and do a press screening for a movie?"
We need to fill some seats, and it starts in 10 minutes. And we're like, okay. Of course, I'm a little skeptical because, you know, a strange guy comes and shoves us behind this building.
And we ended up seeing a movie for free in the famous Grauman's Chinese Theater.
That happened on that trip. I mean, just everything about the trip. Of course, the main reason we went was to go see Madonna in concert, which was our second time seeing Madonna in concert, which happened the day after my birthday. But just that whole trip is just so memorable because so many events happened on my actual birthday. I think that was the first time we ever tried In-N-Out as well.
Oh yeah,
Was on my actual birthday. I want to take her to New York. I think if we ever get to New York together, I think that's going to be pretty memorable as well.
Okay, I said I'd go. I just don't want to do New Year's Eve because I can't. I gotta go to the bathroom.
Okay, now I will say, I always try to make her dreams a reality. You have always wanted to go on a cruise. What I do, I take you on a cruise. You always want to go to Disney World, or just say you've been. I made that dream come true. You want to swim with dolphins. Guess what? I made that happen. My one dream is to spend New Year's Eve in Times Square. And she won't do it.
You can do it. I'll pay for
won't
you to
do
do
it.
it. But I don't want to do it with you.
That is like my ultimate top dream ever.
I have absolutely no desire to be there during New Year's Eve. I will buy you a diaper.
a lot. You
Okay.
do.
Like what?
Like just today, I was working today and I come downstairs and you had made me a fresh pot of tea.
I did. I make her tea when she runs out. It's
Before I run out.
Well, true, before you run out.
And that just shows that you're thinking about me and that you care about me and it makes me feel loved.
Well, what you do that makes me feel appreciated is something really silly.
Every night. Okay, so. So, what happened was, no,
She works 12:30 to 9 p.m. Right now, and I work, you know, your standard 8 to 4:30 to 5, whatever. And I get really scared. And the older I get, the more scared I become of things that will probably never happen, but things could happen, right? Like, you just never know. And so every night she turns on mine and the puppy's nightlight on her last break. So her last break can vary anywhere between 7 p.m. and 8 p.m. And I usually put the dogs to bed around 8:30-ish, you know, is when we start everyone go outside and get my water.
It takes a while
It's
for
a
her to
process.
do her nightly routine.
It's a process to get us upstairs to bed. So they have a diffuser in their room that you fill up with water, put oils in it, and it lights up. So it's like a little nightlight in their room. And she turns on your bedside lamp. So whenever I go into the bedroom, it's lit up because our bedroom is huge and it is super dark. Especially now that we're getting into the fall winter months. It gets darker a lot sooner, so it gets really dark. And it's scary. It's kind of scary. And yes, she's on the second floor, but she's on the other side of the second floor. And it just makes me feel appreciated that you care enough to just turn on 2 little lights for us. So whenever we go up after your break and we're all alone, kind of all alone.
I'm right down the hall.
You are. I see you every time I come upstairs, but still, that's just a little thing that, you know, she's paying attention to what my fears are, even though they're irrational.
My fear's running out of sweet tea. She scarred me for life, y'all. Okay. Remember when earlier we said back when we was poor?
This is when we were poor.
This was poor.
Like 2004, 2005. Super poor.
We was poor.
Yeah.
We had a 1-bedroom apartment, and we was so poor that we only had 2 pillows on the bed.
One for each of us.
One each.
Like, that's it.
We didn't have any of the body pillows
or the sitting up pillows and, you know, pillow little thrones that we have now. No.
We just had 1 pillow each.
Yes.
And
what happened?
What happened was,
I was out. I was sleeping.
So was I.
Yeah. And all of a sudden, apparently, her pillow had gotten knocked off on the floor.
And I didn't like that.
And rather than lean over and pick it up, because I don't know, maybe something's going to come out of the bed and grab her.
Even though the bed was on the floor. Like, the mattress was on the floor. Like, that's how poor we were. We didn't even have a bed frame.
That's right.
There was no under the bed.
That's right. The mattress was right on the floor. Anyways, instead of reaching over and picking her pillow up off the floor, she just reaches over and grabs mine out from under my head. And what woke me up is my head bounced
On the mattress.
and that woke me up, and then she's all with my pillow and just sleeping. So I'm like, what the? I had to get up, walk all the way around the king-size bed, and get her pillow up off of the floor, walk all the way back around the bed to lay back down. So now...
and we're talking like 15 years later.
Yeah, that was a long time ago.
16.
It had bounced.
I actually noticed it the other night. She still, whenever she rolls over to go to sleep, to this day,
I hug my pillow like this.
She has one hand under her pillow, one hand on top, and like with like this death grip on it. Even though we have like 6 pillows on the bed.
We got a crap ton of pillows now.
But I scarred her for life. And I will just say that I was asleep. And I have a hard time going to sleep. But once I'm out, I'm out.
Nothing wakes her up.
I'm a very hard sleeper. Always have been. And I've always had trouble getting to sleep. But once I'm out, I'm out. And I will say that if I don't remember, it didn't happen, right?
My head bounced.
I'm so sorry. Like, I feel so bad. Because even now... she has a death grip on her pillow when she rolls over to go to sleep every night.
Well, because of bouncing head. It bounced.
It only happened once, and it was 15, 16 years ago. Get over it!
I can't. It's your pillow. I can hold it. Have I done anything that has scarred you for life?
No.
Yay!
But I do have a scarred for life story that now you have to deal with.
But I didn't cause it.
You didn't cause it, no. When I was probably 9 or 10 years old, we had just moved from San Antonio to North Texas, and my aunt was here with her boyfriend and all of her kids, and you know where I'm going with this?
Yeah.
So one weekend, or I don't even know how long it was, but my aunt and my uncle at the time decided to pack all of the kids, and there was about 6 or 7 of us, in their van and drive to Memphis, Tennessee, to go to Graceland. And we went, and it was great, but on the way there, we stopped for gas, and you know, as anybody needed to go to the bathroom, all of us kids, I mean, there was a lot of us, like ranging from, like 6 or 7 to teen. So there was a lot of us, me and my cousins and my sister and all that. So we go to the bathroom. Everyone goes to the bathroom. I'm like, no, I don't need to go, you know, whatever. And then I decided, oh, maybe I should go because I don't know when we're going to stop next. You know, I'm a kid. I don't know when the next time we're going to stop. I have no control over that. So I get out and I go in line to the bathroom. And I'm the last one in there. Come out. And as I'm walking out of the gas station door, there goes the white van with my aunt, my uncle, and all my cousins.
And her
driving
sister.
away. They forgot to do a head count. They didn't get very, like, I don't even think they left the parking lot. I ran out. I don't exactly remember how I got their attention or if they noticed, hey, we're missing one. I don't know. But I remember running out and waving my hands and crying hysterically, and they stopped before they exited the parking lot. So,
To this day,
whenever we go and get gas, which nowadays is not often, but anytime we're together and we get gas, I stay at the gas pump. I pump the gas. If we need to go inside and get snacks or a drink or go to the bathroom, I make her go and do it. And if I have to go to the bathroom, I will go, but I have to have the keys.
she has to hold the keys
I am
with
terrified.
her.
I am terrified that I am going to be left. I know you would never leave me.
I wouldn't.
But you never know. It's much easier to do a head count when it's just one. This is true. This is true.
So yeah, I was scarred for life, but you have to deal with it. And it always makes her mad, or not mad, but kind of irritates you because you want to be the one to pump the gas and I'll go get the snacks because I'm very
Same
particular.
time. Go pick out your snacks. I'll pump
I'm
the gas.
particular.
Let's go.
I'm very particular about my snacks, and if it's not the right brand, I don't want it, even though it's the right item, but not the right brand. And same with my water or drinks or whatever it is.
Oh yeah, she has to have a special kind of water.
Special kind of water.
Water's water.
No, it's not.
So she hates having to go and pick out stuff. So she'll usually go in, act like she's shopping while I'm pumping the gas, and if she's not back by the time I'm done, then I will join her inside and get my own stuff. But like the entire time we've been together, even like now, you'll ask, do you want me to pump the gas? No. I'm staying with the car. I will pump the gas. So because of my aunt, you have to deal with my craziness at the gas station.
It's not just the gas station.
Let me go first since, you know, I have no idea what this is.
It's a surprise.
I have no idea what this could be. That person right there don't know. They didn't see the first video.
If you didn't see my birthday video, this will be a surprise for you. No, it's still amazing. I'm not even gonna fake a reaction. This is beautiful. And now that I've opened it up twice, I can now put it on my frozen board. But this is a fantasy pin. It's called Spirit of the Sea, and it's by
Alex, I did this in the last video.
Alexa Ever After Pins.
There you go.
So here is this gorgeous pin of Elsa and the Water Knock in the beautiful scene in Frozen 2. And they are a pin-on-pin element, so it's really, really thick. And then here is the back. There is the back, Spirit of the Seas, Alexa Ever After Pins. That's where you can buy it. And yeah, we saw this opened on the Leffersons channel on one of their Magic Mail Mondays, and Donna got this for me. I'm still shocked, and I'm so glad I can now see it every day now that it's been opened twice. So, because I knew what my present was, I was able to look through her Christmas stash.
And find stash? You have a stash.
But so I found a gift that's comparable. Okay, open it. It's taking too long. Oh my goodness.
I can't get to it. It's too much bubble wrap.
Can't get to it. Then you have all these blades on your side. Goodness gracious.
Whoa! Where did we see it?
So this is a pin I actually gifted during our Rainbow Pins box swap with Vault Life Salt Life.
That's right!
I bought this pin back in March, and whenever we decided to do that swap, I knew that they had to have this pin. I went to go buy a second one for Vault Life Salt Life, and the shop was actually closed because the person who runs it was having surgery and it was down for a few months. And so I messaged them and said, hey, I really need a second pin of this one. Do you have any left? Whenever you reopen, can I purchase a second one? Because I have one in my possession that I would love to gift to a friend, but I also need one for you. And he was like, yeah, we're going to give plenty of warning before we open up our site. We do have a few left in stock because it is a very small LE size. I've been stalking them on Instagram, and it wasn't until July July or August that they reopened, and I immediately bought it. So I could secure it for you.
What's the LE size? That's the backer card.
The back of the backer card.
Okay, hold on. I'm gonna see what's the LE.
Oh no.
Cause you know, y'all, they gotta know. Yeah, they do. They do. They do. They like it. Do they? They like it.
All right, this is number 28 of 75. Y'all know what that means.
Oh no.
Only 74 other people got this awesome villain's pin besides me.
Look at that pin.
I don't even know how many villains are on there.
14.
14. And it is a pin on pin, so the word villains does pop up off the pin. And just check out how huge that is. Now show them the back, because the back, their logo is really cool. So this is by Enchanted Fantasy Pins. And you have the Walt Disney World Castle as their logo with the Maleficent silhouette cut out. Like, how cool is that?
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, when I found out that this is what she was gifting me, I knew I had to give her that pin for our anniversary. Because, I mean, these are just two epic pins. And look at how huge it is! Like,
it's as big as my
oh,
face.
don't poke yourself. It is gorgeous. I'm gonna leave them linked down below. They have a ton of cluster pins, is what they call them, from like different movies. They have some villain ones. They have this massive, epic villain pin that was just way too expensive for my blood. But it
Bigger
is like,
than this?
I think it has every single Disney villain on it up until they made it. And it's like this huge, like, group photo is what it looks like.
Wow.
It's so cool. I do want to credit the Game Boys. I did see them open this on one of their Magic Mail Mondays that they did maybe like in January or February. And so I've had my eye on this for a while.
This is super cool, y'all.
Alright, so that's going to do it for us today. Thank you for hanging out with us and helping us celebrate our 19-year anniversary. I cannot believe it's been 19 years.
How you put up with me so long? I don't know. I don't know.
But leave a comment down below. Let us know what you thought about our stories, or if you have similar stories, we would love to hear about some of your stories as well. But that's going to do it for us today. So thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you in our next video. Bye!